Hello, my name is Heather Mackey. I am the owner of Rare Bird Medicine. Today we are talking about the empath and the narcissist. Popular topic as of late, as I believe humanity has taken a closer look over time, and we've created more labels, what the ego loves to do. The ego's created more labels, and we've taken a closer look at the variations of expression that are available. I was raised by a metaphysician that gave me freedom of religion. Metaphysics is the study of meta, that which is beyond physics, the physical realm. So although my dad was quite the scientist and studied fuel cell technology and studied quantum mechanics, which I also love and study. I love quantum entanglement, quantum superposition, quantum tunneling, which they're finding is resultant of quantum superposition. I love looking at the science of things, and I have the DNA of my scientific father in me. I also have the DNA of my deeply spiritual mother in me. And my mother was fascinated and riveted by metaphysics, that which is beyond the physical. We have a mind. Where is it? We experience love. Can you tell me its weight and how much I have? There are things in experience that are not easily measured. And we know this even from optical illusions. We can give our own eyes, which we praise as the gods of observation. You know, is it a lady? Is it a vase? Is it, we look at these optical illusions and our eyes are like, I don't know what it is. I don't know. My eyes can't correctly measure, but yet these are the instruments we use to measure our science. So it's a tricky world. It's tricky. It's tricky to look at things. And has been helpful for me to kind of explore. I am a seeker and I want to explore and find the answer, and most specifically the answers that seem unobtainable. When you love 50 people that have died, you go, where'd they go? And then for those that are metaphysicians and curious and scientific by nature, you really want to dig in. Some of the deaths after my mom died, I just studied NDEs, near-death experiences. How fascinating that so many people, I'm not talking about the atheist, I'm not talking about the religious person, I'm not talking about the spiritual person, I'm talking about people that have experienced death, the experiencer, the scientific experiencer, the observer of the experiment of death. They have similar things to say. That's really fascinating. So we look, and I'm not talking about anyone is wrong in their opinion. I'm just saying, as we look at given things and have curiosities and start investigating, we sometimes find questions that go, I don't understand how these things come together, right? So many of the metaphysical authors I've studied, and I find that all entities have wisdom, and so it's valuable to look at many entities' teachings, but so many from the 1800s to today, metaphysical authors, those that study that which is beyond the physical, state that what you think about and feel about, you bring about. Your experience is a result of your thoughts and feelings. Okay. Interesting. Because I've had experiences of assault, experiences of car accidents, experiences of people dying. And I wasn't thinking about any of those things. I wasn't having feelings about any of those things. So I don't want to just say thought plus emotion is creation. I want to test it. I want to be able to take that formula, that mathematical, scientific looking formula of A plus B equals C, and I want to apply it to every scenario. If it is true, if 2 plus 2 is 4, if the math always adds up, and math is a universal language, like it's consistent the way it adds up, then it should be true in every scenario. I should be able to take it and apply it, and it should be true. So how is it true in these scenarios where I wasn't thinking about car accidents? And this comes a little bit into my philosophy of karma. I have experienced in others and in the self moments in which I thought karma was a tit for tat sort of situation. I punch you and then boom, I get punched later, which I don't usually go around punching people, but each their own, whatever the scenario is. I make you a pasta sauce, you make me a pasta sauce, or. So, but it doesn't work that way, does it? Sometimes we have really reckless, really destructive thoughts, and we get into a car accident. Sometimes we feel attacked and like the world is against us and everybody's trying to take something from us, and we get raped. Now, what I just said is not a popular statement to many minds that it will go into. I'm aware. And it is important for us to look at the speaker. I am a metaphysician. I was raised by a metaphysician and given freedom of religion. I studied the world's religion, not all, but many of the world's religions, and a desire to understand what is available and to be able to speak a common tongue to any entity I'm talking to. Because to me, spirit is the same. The atheist calls it energy. The Muslim calls it the 99 names for God. The Christian calls it God. Whatever we're talking about, it's like, yeah, same. So I wanted to be able to speak the language of the person I'm talking to, because to me it's all the same, but let me learn your tongue that we might get along and have this conversation about spirit that I'm so fascinated by, that which cannot be measured. What is your experience with it? Experience as a good teacher. Teach me your wisdom. What have you learned about it? Is it a thing? Do we have a spirit? Are we just a flesh sack of stardust that will become ash? Let's talk about it. So, in the exploring of these topics, I myself have, as I've explored the topics of my own life, come at it from a metaphysical angle. My thoughts plus my feelings give me my experience. Therefore, I created every assault I've ever experienced. I'm not talking about your philosophy of what you or others have gone through. I'm talking about my come from and my stand-in every time I've ever been assaulted, which is a bunch. I immediately go to, why did I create this? Not, let's get that bad guy. Why did I create in the hologram a bad guy for me to experience? Why did I create victimized, victimizer, and victim? Why did I create narcissistic, egotistical, emotional bully, and sensitive, hurt empath? Victimizer, victim. Why do I keep creating that? I am responsible. I am the creator. So if it's true that thought plus emotion is creation, what kind of a nut creates this? What kind of a nut spends their life being bullied and attacked and assaulted? Why would anyone create so many car accidents? Does it make any sense? However, I've had a great recklessness with self. As I have felt hurt and wounded by the life experiences I've created, I've had a great recklessness with self and a number of car accidents to reflect that frequency back to me. I have had a great ability to beat myself up, to bully myself. And I've had a number of lovers come in and mirror my inner bully by them being an outer bully. And I thought, who do you think you are? How rude. Why are you always trying to fight with me? With everyone else in my life, I get along with them great. And just with you, I fight. And it's like, yes, darling, I'm a reflection of your inner bully. It is one argument you are having with yourself. And I will stand here and reflect back to you how ugly you're talking to yourself right in your face like a mirror until you clean it up. Until you go, you know what? I don't talk to myself that way, and you don't get to talk to me that way. And you're welcome to back up and get out of my life, and I will bless you on a path away from me. But I don't tolerate people in the garden of my mind and my life that talk ugly, not even from myself. So you are not a reflection of my thoughts. And I bless you and invite you away from me. That's what you would stand in if the inner conversation in here was so loving that that verbal abuse didn't sound like an internal comforting blanket that we're acclimated to. And it took me a long time when we say, the outer is the inner, to understand how can I outwardly draw to me narcissists, emotionally abusive, full of themselves, egotistical bullies. How is that a mirror to me? I'm an INFJ, I'm sensitive and I just want to help. It's not a match. Itzhak Beery or Puma, one of the shamans that I study and love deeply, and I'm like humbled at the opening of awareness they offer me with their teachings, said every shaman is an egomaniac. And I'm on the medicine person shamanic pathway. And I thought, oh, I'm an egomaniac. Oh, nobody wants to hear that. And good news, everybody, we are all egomaniacs. Whether we are playing the lowly worm underneath the feet of humanity, the sensitive empath that I never take anything and I always give and I've always tried to help and I don't understand why the world's so mean. Or we've played, I am the superior narcissist, I deserve all of the attention, blah, 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 whatever you said, I'm not listening to you, my words are speaking it, how glorious, la, 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 listen to me talk, I'm so valuable and important. Whatever role we're playing here, it is okay to be willing to step inside the self and go, do I do this? Oh, I'm not a bully to others. I actually, and sometimes might unconsciously do that because I'm such a bully to me. I don't see the ways that it leaks out sometimes, but I do know that I'm a bully to myself. And I do know that that person's bullying of me is an exact reflection of my own inner bully. That's my bully right there. Thanks, mirror. Oh, that car accident is an exact reflection of how self-destructive I have felt and how much I have wanted to just disassemble the life I've been given. I mean, think about all the choices we make as humans to self-destruct. Doing things like smoking and drinking alcohol and speeding and driving reckless and texting while we're driving. All these choices, they are being at war with the self. They are, and I'm not saying don't ever have a party and in the future when life gets normal again, don't, but there is an awareness that much of humanity on some level somewhere is trying to self-destruct. And then we say, why do I have these destructive elements in my environment? Why is this destructive person here saying these destructive things? Well, darling, stop trying to self-destruct and you stop drawing bombs to you to reflect your inner bomb to you so that you might disassemble the bomb. There is a yin-yang quality to life. There is a peanut butter and a jelly that makes a sandwich, and those are not the exact same thing, but they go together just right to make a PBJ. So the empath and the narcissist make the perfect little sandwich. In the 0 to 100 radio station of self-esteem, where we're being asked to take the middle path and be at the 50 marker, where we say, I am valuable and all of life is valuable and precious, instead of, I'm a lowly worm that doesn't matter, or I'm so superior, everyone should always only give me their attention, and I don't have to generously listen, or I don't have to think of others or think outside of the self. And this person says, I only think of others, and this person says, I only think of myself. We come into the middle and say, I think of self and others in balance. There is a middle path we can come to where we don't play the victim, the self-bully that creates the outer bully, that creates the victim, that creates the victimizer. We instead step into, I am safe. I am safe. Now, I have spent much of my life feeling not safe and being in what would seem to almost anybody unsafe situations. And here I am, blessed to be alive and eternally safe in every step I take moving forward, because I do not allow such inner self-destruction to be reflected to me with outer self-destructiveness or outerly destructive beings. I go, oh, I see what you're being very destructive. Yeah, I gotta go. I don't do alcoholics. I mean, you're welcome to be an alcoholic and try to destroy yourself by drinking tons of drinks every day. I don't know your path. I don't know what you came to learn. I'm not here to tell you to do or not do that. I'm here to tell me I realize that I have been a bully, a self-destructive person, somebody that has taken for granted my life force energy and has misused it. And I refuse to do that. And because I refuse to do that, and I intentionally turn my attention to self-love and to my joy and the importance of my joy, I'm much more quickly able to see, oh, you are a reflection of an old pattern. I'm not playing that role anymore. Thanks for reminding me of the roles I used to play, and I bless you away from me. I bless you on the path away from me. I'm going this other way. I'm not self-destructing today. I'm going to drink some water and stretch for a minute. I'm not going to bully myself if I don't do those things, because I'm going to get healthy and happy. Because to me, that's success. What is the narcissist teaching the empath? Think about the extremes of 0 to 100 here. If you are an extreme empath and you're very sensitive and you very much want to be helpful, and you spend every day, like I do, thinking about any engagement you've had with any human and gauging whether it was helpful or hurtful. Was it helpful or hurtful? Did I help or hurt? Did I help or hurt? Can I change what I do tomorrow so it's more helpful and less hurtful if that felt like that was maybe hurtful? Did they understand me? I think that they thought that I was being hurtful. I think they misunderstood my frequency. How can I clean it up, be clearer, communicate clearer, offer more love? If you are the empath that is outward focused, that is constantly thinking about your influence and how you're affecting others, not better, not a saint, not the ideal thing to be on the spectrum, just the 0 out of 0 to 100, clearly not the middle path. If you are that, then the narcissist has come in as a perfect match to how much you have refused to pay attention to yourself. And the narcissist comes in and says, I only pay attention to myself. Oh, I notice you're lavishing outward attention. Lavish it on me. I love outward attention. Give it all to me. Look at what I'm doing. Look what I did. Look at my story. Oh, did you say something? I'm not listening. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Which is your own inner child saying, hey, I matter too. Don't be so outward focused that you don't think about me and how I feel. That's something the empath is trying to learn, is how to be in greater balance and not be at 100 narcissistic, but maybe turn the dial to 50 where every single day you matter in the equation of thoughts for the day. And the way you feel and the way you respond to what has happened is equally valuable. And the narcissist has drawn the empath as they run about and go, me, look what I did. Listen to my story. Me. I'm so special. Look at me. I'm so great. La, 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 la. I didn't get enough attention as a child, so now I'm just going to make sure everybody gives it to me. Blah, 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 blah. As they run their pattern of their personality development, that is not evil, just another way of being that's at 100. As they bring it back to 50, the empath is showing them, yes, narcissist, I understand you like a lot of attention. I was thinking today we could go help these people. We could get outward focused. We could stop thinking about the self so much. And the empath is giving the narcissist the opportunity, as we all do, to turn the dial back to 50, to stand on neutral ground, and come back to, yes, narcissist, you always think of the self. Here, let me help you. I only think of others. Maybe together we can make a PBJ. And if not, may you be blessed out of my way. That is the silver lining of these relationships. every narcissist I've ever dated, and it's been a bunch. I'm like, immediately when I'm attracted to someone, I'm like, are you a narcissist? Probably. Let's see how much you talk about yourself while we get to know each other. They've all offered me the opportunity to include myself in the equation of existence and having value as a part of existence, as mattering. I know because my cup constantly gets drained as I give them infinite attention. And I think, oh, I'm so tired. I'm so worn out by pouring all my light and attention and listening and generous listening into this vessel. And life goes, yeah, are you ready now to give it to yourself? Are you ready now? That was exhausting. Are you ready now to take a stand and give it to yourself? That narcissist really helped you to take a look at how draining that is when you only think of others. So, today, we recognize a truth that has been offered by Richard Bach in the Messiah's Handbook, which is inside of the book Illusions, with an I. One of my all-time favorite books. There's no such thing as a problem without a gift for you in its hands. We seek problems because we need their gifts. May we ever turn our attention towards the gifts in any lesson. And may we open those gifts now. A book my best friend got me is called Dodging Energy Vampires. And it an empath's guide to evading relationships that drain you and restoring your health and power. And it was one of the resources of information in which I came to recognize this dynamic of empath and narcissist. But as I'm Sagittarius, Scorpio cusp, but I'm always looking for the silver lining. I'm always shooting for the stars. And my question has been in these dynamics, what is the gift of the empath-narcissist relationship? In all of your relationships, I hope you find the gifts. I hope you open them up. I hope if it is a gift that says, sometimes you need to bless people away from you. Bless them away. See them happily leaving your life. May you do that if it serves you. And sometimes you need to bless and welcome people to you. Your tribe. Your rare birds that are medicinal because they see things a little differently. May you find your rare birds as well. Bright blessings.